I'll teach you how to do algebraic equations in just 5 seconds. Or 3, maybe. Let's have our first example. 3x plus 4 all over 2 is equal to 5. Usually we apply a couple of properties of equality so we can solve this equation. So first is we do cross multiplication, so we end up with 3x plus 4 is equal to 5 times 2, and then we simplify this into 10, and then we do addition property of equality wherein we transfer this to the right side, making it minus 4. Then you simplify that, it will give us 6, and then we simplify further by dividing 3 to both sides, so we end up with an answer that is 2. So the answer here is 2. But how do we do it faster? So we start with x, and then with x, as you can see here, it's actually multiplied by 3. And then after this expression, we added 4. And then the whole expression on top is now divided with 2. And the goal is to get a 5. And for us to do this faster, we just need to reverse the process. So we start with 5, and then instead of dividing, we will multiply it. Instead of adding, we will subtract it with 4. And instead of multiplying, we will divide it with 3. So we can find x. Now let's try that out. So 5 times 2 is 10, minus 4, it's 6, divided by 3, the answer is 2, which is the same as the one earlier, but it's faster, right? Let's have another example. 11x minus 4 all over 9 is equal to 2. So first things first, we need to list down all the operations so it's easier for us to do this. So we start with x. X here is multiplied by 11, and then this expression is subtracted with 4, and then the whole numerator is divided by 9 to end up with 2. And we do the reverse. We start with 2. Instead of dividing, we multiply. Instead of subtracting, we add. Instead of multiplying, this time we will divide so we can get an x. Ready? Let's do it. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 4 is 22, divided by 11, that should be x equals 2. So that's the answer. Easy, right? Right, let's have another example. 15x plus 3 all over 8 is equal to 6. Now in this example, I already placed all the operations that we need to solve this fast. All we just need to do is to do the operations. Now, 6 times 8 is 48, minus 3, so that's 45, divided by 15, that should give us x equals 3. So to get a 6 from this expression, we only need x to be 3. That's it. Now, I'll give you another example, but this time, we're going to do it mentally. So here it is. 4x minus 7 all over 5 is equal to negative 3. Let's do it fast. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Plus 7, that should be negative 8. Divided by 4, so we end up with, right, x that is equal to negative 2. So this whole expression can be equal to negative 3. We need x to be negative 2. And you're doing great already. I hope we can do a more complicated example this time. Ready? Now let's have the next one. What if we have a radical? So this In this example, we have square root of 2x plus 5 equals 9. So the goal here is to get x, and notice that x here is multiplied by 2. Then after that, the square root of this expression is solved before 5 is added to end up with 9. So if you want to reverse this, we start with 9, we subtract with 5. Instead of getting the square root, this time we square it. After we square, we do the opposite of multiplication, which is division, so we can get x. Let us start. 9 minus 5 is 4. You square that, that should be 16, divided by 2, so the answer is 8. That means, for this equation to be true, x must be 8. Easy, right? Now let's have the next example. This time, 2 is out of the radical sign. Now how do we do it? Again, x, and in this x, you get the square root of that, and then the whole square root of x is multiplied with 2, subtracted with 5 to get 5. And as usual, we do the reverse process. So we plus 5, we divide by 2, we square it so we can get x. Let us start. 5 plus 5 is 10, divided by 2, it's 5. You square it, the answer is 25. So for this equation to be true, x must be 25. Now, let's have a more complicated example. So there is now a binomial inside the radical sign. As usual, we list now x, and then x here is multiplied with 2. Then the whole expression is subtracted with 1, and then the square root is solved, added with 3 to get 8. And we do the reverse. Start with 8, you subtract with 3, you square it, you add 1, you divide by 2 to get x. Let us answer. 8 minus 3 is 5. You square it, is 25. Plus 1, that should be 26 divided by 2. That should give us x equals 13. I hope you're getting it by now. Now, right, let's have the next example. 3 square root of x plus 3 is equal to 15. Now this time, I want us all to do it mentally. So we want to get 15, right? So 15 minus 3 is 12, divided by 3, that's 4. And then you square it, 16. So the answer is 16. So for this equation to be true, this must be 16. I hope you're doing it faster this time. Now you try it. Right. I'll give you 3 seconds to do it. 5x plus 4 is equal to negative 6. Right, the answer is negative 2. Let's have the next one. 2 times x minus 7 is equal to 6. Right, the answer is 10. You're doing great. Let's have the third example. 4x plus 3 all over 7 is equal to 1. The answer is 1. Alright, let's have a harder question this time. 5 square root of x plus 2 is equal to 52. The answer is 100. Let's have another one. Square root of x minus 3 minus 2 is equal to 0. There you have it. I hope you can do it faster this time. And the next time you solve equations, it will only take you 5 seconds to do it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!